You're listening to One Family, What's God Doing? Where we explore what God's doing in YWAM locations throughout Virginia. We can't wait for you to find out what God's doing today. Hello, and thank you for joining again for One Family, What's God Doing? Where we hear what God is doing in YWAM locations around Virginia. And I'm excited because I've got Fauger with me again. And hey, Fauger, I have got a question for you.
Yeah.
What's God doing in Virginia Beach?
Man, well, right now we're running our discipleship training school, and it's been an amazing journey. Right now we are weekly going out, preaching the gospel, sharing the gospel. We have testimonies of people coming to Christ. We have people being prayed for in different stores and different parks and different places and the boardwalk. And it's just been amazing. We're super excited to what the Lord is doing right now through the lives of our not only our staff but our students. If people don't know, we are running right now a discipleship training school, and it's being amazing, bro. I have no idea, how to say that, but God is being pouring out a favor upon the lives of the students and the staff here. That's just being so fulfilling. I feel like more energetic about the Great Commission because those people are passionate about the Lord. They want to be transformed. They're humble to recognize their mistakes. They're quick to ask forgiveness. They're quick to restore and redeem their relationship with each other. Yesterday we had an amazing time where the Lord just, during our worship time as a community, God just poured His presence, and we end up having a forgiveness and repentance moment, and we just ran around the room and with each other, just asked forgiveness for little things that, when you pile up things, when you live in a community, you've been to, living as a community and traveling as a team, and you know how little things can get in the way of the Lord is doing. And I felt like yesterday there was those little foxes trying to steal the grapes in our vineyard. Like I felt like, what's going on? Like I don't feel like really, but the Lord just came and spoke so strong with us, and it's just amazing to see what God is doing. This is, yeah, I'm happy, bro. I'm super happy.
Yeah. You were talking about your team actually going out and sharing what God has revealed to them to others. And I imagine there are some people that are listening that have felt or could feel really uncomfortable in that space, going up to a stranger and talking about this invisible God. What are your DTS students learning about how God actually can equip them to go and share what He's teaching them?
So we, the tools that we're giving to them is, hey, don't be afraid of going and sharing. It's just like, you need to go and get to know people. It's the most important thing. Sit down on a bench in a park and ask the question, hey, what's your name? What do you do? What do you work with? What are you doing here? Are you from this area? Ask questions about the person and be interested about the person, instead of like, this is a task. I need to preach the gospel. I need to have somebody converted. That's not a task. And so last week, what happened is our group went out to the park here, and people were like afraid. Some students and like, I don't know. They saw this guy in his car just there chilling. Okay. And the group came, some of people, not all of us, because they'll be like mobbing, And we're just like few people, maybe 2 or 3, went to this, and we're always spread in the park. And they saw this guy in a parking lot in his car, just quiet. So they came to him. One of the students felt like, I need to talk to this guy. Let's go there. So they went there and asked the question, hey, what are you doing here? Like, what's your name? What are you doing? Tell me about you. And then the guy said, well, actually, I'm here. No, I think his father passed away. He's going through a very tough time. And he was just in the park thinking about things and thinking about life and thinking about so many things. And his mind was just spinning. And he said that, and I have a question, and then the guys say, hey, we just came here because God told us to come here and tell you that you are loved, that God loves you so much. He cares about you. He knows you. He knows your heart. He knows what you're going through, and he didn't forget about you. He never will. And then the guy said, well, my question today when I came to this park and sit in my car and just stay in the parking lot is that, God, if you really exist, come and show up. Just tell me that you
Mm.
exist, because I'm going through a very hard time. I don't see hope. I don't see anything. And they end up praying for the guy, and the guy gave his life to Jesus in the parking lot,
Wow.
sitting in his car. So God is on the move when you
Mm.
are worried and you're interested and know and really spend your time in getting to know the person instead of like try to rush with these things. And I think um, the journey that we're going through now is God is the same yesterday, today, and tomorrow. He's still at work. He doesn't change. His love for us doesn't change. His passion for us doesn't change. He's still, moving things and showing that he's God and he's powerful and we are winning. We're not behind.
Mm.
We're moving forward, and it's exciting to live for him. It's exciting to see things. And I think the students are just being so encouraged. And people at home, if you are listening to this and watching this right now, don't feel discouraged. Like, don't feel like you don't have anything to give. You do. You have, like, God is love. And if you have him, you have love. And it's just about of like stepping out of your comfort zone, going to this strange guy or girl and just say, hey, I just want to tell you that God knows you and he loves you and he sees you. And I think
Mm.
that's what people are missing out. They're so worried about having a preaching and have a, 3 steps of how to reach
Yeah.
something. No, this is not about this. It's about loving and moving by compassion. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
It makes me think of Moses, and God called Moses to go and speak truth. And Moses' response was, I'm not good at talking, so you're going to need to send someone else. And God even
Mm,
says to him, look, I created your mouth. I will give you the words. But he still had this resistance because he thought of his limitations. But I
mm,
love what you're sharing, the reality that God is just inviting us to love God and love others
mm.
as we are, to come at the table and know that God can bring us to the people. God can bring the words, God can work. And so, man, I'm so grateful for the work that y'all are doing. If somebody's listening and they also love what y'all are doing, how can others journey alongside as y'all are doing this DTS, as you're going out into Virginia Beach?
Man, prayer for sure. Pray that
Mm.
we can equip and train these young people, young leaders to fulfill the Great Commission more and more and be sent out to places that need to be done. The gospel needs to be preached. Partner with us, and if you feel like you want to be part of what we're doing, and you feel like how can I contribute? Like, maybe I'm working, I have my journey, I have my work, but I want to help somehow. Maybe financially can be something that you can do. It's not about like, we're not asking you to send like $10,000 a month. That's not it. Just be part of it. Be a partner with whatever God put in your heart to be part of us. And go through, through the website. You can find the links. You can
Yeah.
find ways. It's so easy to do it right now, and all the help. The finances go to YWAM and it's tax deductible, and there's so much encouragement to give and be generous. It's just about like
Mm.
decide to step out and do it. So, but prayer
Yeah.
for sure, and partnering
Yeah.
with us financially is another thing, because we need it. There's
Yeah.
no way to do without the body of Christ together and the partnership together. So, yeah.
Yeah. That's good. And as we close out, is there a verse that God's been putting on your heart?
Yeah, bro. Ephesians 3, 19 and 20. And it says, Christ's love is greater than anyone can ever know. But I pray that you will be able to know this love. Then you can be filled with everything that God has for you. Because with God's power working in us, He can do much, much more than anything we can ask or think of.
Mm.
I believe God is just moving us through this season, this month now. And this is the word that God is just pounding in our hearts, that His love is greater than anything that we can ever know. But we need to understand, once we understand His love, we can be filled with everything that God has for us. And His plan will be unfolding in our lives once we understand His love.
Yeah. Well, Faja, I'm so thankful for everything that you've shared in the stories, but even more, just the fact that your team is trying to live out that verse, that they're working to allow God to work through them and do abundantly more than they could ask or imagine. So thank you all for stepping in those ways. And And thank you all for listening, and not just for listening, but for walking with us as we together, as one family, explore what it means to know God and make Him known. If you'd like to learn more about what God's doing in Virginia, visit us at ywamva.org and join us next week for more stories of God at work.